Help! My Evergreen sales are slowing down. Don't panic. You don't need to rip it all up and start again. You probably just need to optimize what you've already got for better conversions. Welcome to my 10-part video series on optimizing your Evergreen webinar funnel for better results. Over the next 10 episodes, I'll be breaking down how to improve conversions so you can wake up to sales every day. I'm Abby Prendergast, creator and author of Day One Evergreen, the Evergreen webinar funnel that's built to get more profitable every month. I help coaches and course creators like you build and optimize evergreen webinar funnels so you can build more peace and profit into your business. If you've got your site set on doing 30K, 50K, 100K, or even 300K a month in evergreen sales, hit subscribe to hear the latest and most effective strategies I'm implementing for my clients who've hit those goals and then some. Okay, back to the problem of sales slowing down. You have a record-breaking month in sales. It feels amazing. Like you finally cracked it and all that hard work is finally paying off. The month after, sales aren't as great. Could be a fluke, you're not sweating. The month after that, sales almost grind to a halt. And just like that, it feels like you're back at square one. What's going on? If your evergreen funnel isn't performing as well as it used to, you might have a relevance problem. Hear me out. To consistently sell your online course or program, your messaging has to compel your audience to buy. This is true whether you're selling with live webinars or selling on Evergreen. A compelling message is tailored to what's going on in your audience's life right now that makes them a perfect fit for your program. For example, a marketing course is only relevant if the prospect is actively looking to grow their business. A course that helps you reset your nervous system to heal anxiety is only relevant to the person who's experiencing anxiety. While these fundamental pains and desires that drive your audience to buy might not change, the world your audience operates in is changing all the time. Ad costs will rise around Black Friday weekend, purse strings will tighten in a recession, and courses for mompreneurs will dip in summer when their little ones aren't in school. This means if you're using the exact same funnel you were using 6 months ago, there's a high chance your relevance has declined. Not because fewer people want your course, but because your messaging just doesn't resonate as much as it used to. Fortunately, it's not a nightmarish fix. Here are 8 small but powerful changes you can make to your evergreen funnel every 90 days to ensure maximum relevancy for maximum conversions. Number 1, live updates. Let's start with the obvious. If you live launch your funnel before taking it evergreen, you need to remove any reference to live events or dates from your webinar emails and sales page. Any mention of the month, year, or dates that have passed signal that your offer is outdated. If you launch in January, for example, messaging around New Year's goals will fall flat for the person entering your funnel in April. If you run your cohort live, you must make sure you update the dates so they're accurate. And if you're using scarcity around the number of seats available, update these as seats get filled. If your on the fence reader checks back every month to see if they should join and there's still one spot left, the scarcity feels made up and distrust harms conversions. Number 2, cultural references. I love to include cultural references in my marketing. This includes nods to shows everyone's watching, references to celebrity gossip, or trends that everyone's talking about, and without fail, the odds friends quote. The impact of including these references is twofold. First, it reinforces a sense of community you hope to build in your marketing. Your reader might not relate to your lifestyle yet, but they can probably relate to binge watching the latest drama on Netflix. Those subtle references increase likability, and we buy from people we like. Second, relevant cultural references signal that your course is fresh and current. By nodding to the shows everyone is watching right now, your evergreen funnel doesn't feel evergreen anymore. Instead, signals that your course is up to date, which increases desirability. Every 90 days, comb your funnels for any stale cultural references and update them with more relevant ones. If you don't want to do this, stick to timeless gifts and references like friends. Number 3, world events. Nodding to world events signals that you're plugged in, hence relevancy. But that's just one level. What's happening in the world will directly impact your audience's buying behavior. For example, when the economy is bad, price often becomes a bigger hesitation than it might have been previously. You can either ignore these anxieties and hope it doesn't affect course sales, it will, or you can address these anxieties in your messaging and be upfront with your reader about why your course is still a solid investment. One of my favorite examples of a brand responding to what's happening in the world comes from the e-commerce brand Groupon. A big chunk of Groupon's revenue comes from activity vouchers for spa breaks, days out, and restaurants. Way back in 2022, when the COVID restrictions began to lift, Groupons suffered a loss of sales because people were afraid they wouldn't be able to use the vouchers they purchased. By listening to their customers, Groupon could address concerns in their messaging. This resulted in a 300% increase in brand mentions over Black Friday the same year. We'll talk more about social listening in part 4 of the series. Number 4, seasonal shifts. Okay, so this one is nice and simple. Keep your evergreen funnel feeling fresh by tweaking your top of funnel messaging based on the weather outside. For example, instead of saying this webinar is 45 minutes, in winter you could say curl up with a hot cocoa and be done in 45 minutes. Switch it out in summer for something like grab an iced latte and discover. It might seem like a minute detail, but something as trivial as nodding to the weather helps to create a vivid, hyper-relevant picture for your readers. It helps your evergreen content feel current, even if you pre-recorded your webinar 6 months ago. Seasonal optimization strategy number 5, market changes. Okay, so this one is especially important if you have a marketing course. I don't need to tell you that Meta is constantly making changes that could affect how many people see your organic content. And Gmail recently rolled out a new string of updates that affect your email deliverability. If you want to keep your sales consistent, you need to figure out a strategy for staying in the loop with these kinds of market changes. For me, that looks like taking an hour at the end of each month to review any changes I might have missed, and then tweaking my funnel to make sure these changes won't negatively affect my sales. Unless you're running an ads or email course, these changes probably won't make their way into your copy. However, they will affect your traffic and open rates. Failure to respond to these changes quickly is therefore likely to result in a decrease in engagement and subsequently sales. In some cases, market changes will affect your messaging. For example, to those who don't know any better, a new AI update might make your course seem less valuable in comparison. Again, instead of pretending the problem doesn't exist, you're better off addressing the update in your messaging and then explaining why the update actually means your potential students need your course more than ever. 6, testimonials. The more your course grows, the more testimonials you'll collect. But these testimonials are no good to you if they sit in a folder collecting virtual dust. While you're going through new testimonials for Voice of Customer, remember to refresh your funnel assets with the best ones. For example, maybe right now the testimonial at the top of your sales page is someone sharing how the program gave them confidence. That's awesome. But when you receive a testimonial from a student highlighting the measurable results they achieved from your program, this should be positioned prominently on your page. 7, authority updates. While your course is selling on autopilot, you'll continue to be out there in the world, growing your business and collecting accolades. Unless you make time to share your achievements in your sales funnel, your audience won't know about them. So take 30 minutes each quarter to review your achievements from the month and then work the achievements your audience is most likely to care about into your funnel. This might include sharing impressive logos in your featured in bar, photos of you on stages, new exciting details of your success story, how many students are now in your course achieving fantastic results, even awards that you've won. Authority builds trust, and if people trust you, they're more likely to buy from you. Finally, number 8, competitor activity. Every 90 days, I recommend doing a quick competitor analysis. This doesn't have to be exhaustive, but a quick session to see whether your key competitors are planning a live launch or bringing out new updates on their products. Perhaps you have a huge competitor and your niche is launching in October. If you're competing with the same audience, this could negatively impact your cost per lead during that time. This doesn't mean you have to turn off ads during that period. It's more about anticipating seasonal changes so you can avoid panic if your profit changes. Okay, so that's a wrap on part 1 of the optimization series. If sales have slowed down, take 60 minutes to go through and implement each of these changes. Then block out 60 minutes on your calendar every 90 days to make seasonal updates. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more smart strategies to get your course or program selling consistently and repeatedly, Day 1 Evergreen by Abby Prendergast is available on Amazon now. See you next time.